What if it works out? Not as a comforting thought you use to fall asleep, but as a real outcome built slowly, over time, and in silence. You spent enough time asking the other question, what if it doesn't? What if you fail? What if you waste years and end up exactly where you started? But there's another question you've been avoiding. What if it works out because you finally do what it takes? What if the life you want is not reserved for someone else? What if it was never about being special? What if instead it was always about being consistent? You look at other men and you tell yourself stories. You tell yourself they're different. You tell yourself they have something you don't. Better timing, better genetics. But most of that is just fear wearing a mask. Because if they're different, you don't have to take responsibility. If they're different, you can keep your excuses without admitting they're excuses. But what if you're not different from the guy who succeeded? What if the only difference between the guy who was successful and you was just the time spent on doing the task? Well, let me tell you something. You're not any different from anyone else. Not in the ways that matter. You wake up with the same 24 hours. You carry doubt just like everyone else. You feel tired like everyone else. But you're supposed to feel those things. That's not a defect. That's being human. So the real question you need to ask yourself is, why not you? Why can't it be you who succeeds? Why can't you achieve the body you're aiming for? Why can't you get the money you've been working to get? There's nothing stopping you from doing what someone else already did. You don't need permission. You need patience. You need time. And you need the discipline to keep showing up when the results are invisible. Because that's where most men disappear. Not at the start. The start is where people get excited. They feel the rush of a new identity forming. Then the quiet arrives. The first week where nothing changes. The second week where the mirror doesn't reward you. The month where you've been doing the same thing over and over, and it feels like you're moving backwards. And that's when the mind begins to bargain. It says it's not working. It says you're wasting time. It says you should slow down, take it easy, wait until you feel better. But that's not wisdom. That's resistance. That's the old version of you fighting for survival. Because the old version of you is built for comfort. It's built for relief. It's built for the short escape that feels like peace. But peace isn't found in escape. Peace is found in devotion, in lonely consistency, in doing the same hard thing again without needing it to feel new, in returning to the work when it feels ordinary, in staying faithful when nobody is watching. Picture it, an empty gym, the cold air, no crowd, no music loud enough to distract you from your own thoughts. It's just you, the weight, and the truth. You don't get to talk your way through that moment. You either lift it or you don't. And at first, you lift it for hope. You lift it for a dream. You lift it because you want a different future. But then the dream fades and the work remains. And that's where something deeper has to take over. A man who becomes great is not fueled by excitement. He is fueled by standards. And you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your standard. Because goals are what you want, but standards are what you live. Goals are easy to speak, but standards are hard to keep when it gets hard. This is why most men stay average. They live on desire. They live on motivation. They want the result, but they don't want the repetition that buys it. They want the change, but they don't want the waiting that proves they deserve it. And the waiting is the test. Time will humble you. Time will demand proof. Time will strip away the men who only wanted the outcome, not the process. But time will also reward you if you keep going, if you don't stop. Because there is a law that doesn't care how you feel about it. If you work hard at something and you don't stop, you literally can't fail. You may fall, but as long as you get back up, you haven't failed. If you refuse to stop, the story cannot finish the way you're scared it will. It has to keep moving. And movement creates momentum. Momentum creates opportunity. And opportunity leads to results. That is how it works out. Not in one moment, but in thousands of quiet decisions. So when you feel behind, understand this. Being behind is not fatal. Giving up is. The gym teaches you this better than anything. As long as you keep coming back, your body has no choice but to adapt. Your muscles have no choice but to grow. Your strength has no choice but to rise. The iron does not care who you are. It responds to what you do. And life is the same. It doesn't reward the man with the best intentions. It rewards the man with the deepest devotion. So why not you? You think the men who win never doubted themselves? Oh, they doubted. They just didn't obey their doubt. You think they never felt tired? Oh, they felt tired. They just didn't let tiredness decide their future. And you are not different from them in the ways that matter. You can build the same discipline. You can build the same patience. Maybe not overnight, but over time you can. And you don't need to be perfect to start. You don't need a perfect week. You need a consistent one. Consistency is not an event. It is a lifestyle. Most men use failure as a reason to stop. But a man who is focused on self-improvement uses it as information. He corrects. He returns. He stays loyal. Because he knows something most men never learn. Progress is not fancy. It is quiet. It is slow. There will be weeks where nothing seems to change. There will be days where you feel like you're carrying stone. And then one day you realize something. The weight that used to crush you feels normal. The discipline that used to feel like punishment feels like peace. That is what it looks like when it works out. So, as you go to bed tonight, keep this thought in your mind. Why not you? Why can't it be you who proves everyone wrong? Why can't it be you who becomes the exception? Why can't it be you who builds a body that demands respect? You don't need a reason why it will work. You just need the courage to keep going until it has no choice but to work. Because if you work hard at something and you don't stop, you literally cannot fail. Do so much work that success becomes statistically inevitable, making failure unreasonable. Day after day, rep after rep, set after set. Keep going. Prove them wrong. The next time doubt asks you, what if it doesn't work out? Respond with, but what if it does? And then do what a man does when he has a goal. You show up. You do the work. You stay consistent. And over time, it works out.